Today is the 13th May 2026. I'm doing another practice, this time again, of just how it feels to be recorded and have it published without any need to talk. I'm doing it today again a little bit later. Like all of the practices before were basically pretty much right after waking up. I mean, not just right, but was like one of the first things I did every day. I wanted to try out how it is a little bit later because lately I'm feeling a little bit more weird and a little bit more down in the morning. And I think the hesitation and the discomfort, my feeling of I do not want to talk, I do not want to do this, came very much from a little bit of a down phase in the morning. So I'm trying it out how it is a little bit different when I do it a little bit later in the day. Also, I wanted to see how I'm just doing with not doing this practice early on. I've done it so much, mostly so far. I've really done it early on, like one of the first things in the day, because it's a lot easier for me to do such things early on. Like in my life, most of the times things becomes a little bit more difficult to stick with, or like do certain things that I want to do later on. It's more often so that I get a little bit more down later on, and if I have any kind of mental issues, they are most of the times getting worse over the day. And so the morning is often my most productive in the time, but it's the easiest things where I don't need anything to push me up or something like that. And currently, with like the infection that I had last week and still a little bit of confusion and sensations in my body and a little bit of circulation issues still, that I'm just not so fit again. It's currently the worst in the morning, so I feel a lot more down and a lot more unsure how am I even feeling, what's even going on right after waking up. And I think that's bleeding into even my willingness to talk here. And so that was visible in the last two practices. And even now I just feel I'm a lot more inclined to talk right now about what I'm feeling, what's happened. It's quite a bit of a big difference to doing that yesterday and the day before in the morning. So it seemed to came from that. But now let's listen a little bit into myself. So don't feel any discomfort from this recording right now. I feel a lot of body tension, but that's just the muscle tensions that I have currently. And I also feel a little bit more weird today in my head, and from how fit I feel, from how just easy normal stuff feels. It's something is off today. I don't know really what. Today is a weird day. I can't even really describe what that feeling is, especially not in English, to be honest. But everything that I feel right now is just that. Doesn't come from this practice, which is really good. Good to feel, good to know for me that this practice recording myself for YouTube isn't impacting myself. In general, I would say I'm quite happy with how these practices go. It's a little bit unfortunate that I got sick in like the first week doing this, and I feel like even the last days a little bit slowing down and not pushing them, not trying to move them really much forward, just staying where I am with them, not doing any steps that I otherwise probably would have done, which is very much okay. To take this very slowly and stay at the level that I am until I feel a little bit better. With like the having the infection completely gone and not feeling any of that stuff anymore. And then I think you can look at stepping things up a little bit. I'm not sure where I want to take these practices, to be honest. I'm really not sure where I would want to take them next. There are multiple directions that I can take. There are thoughts of doing them more often, doing them more spontaneous. Could be a way to go to normalize even doing them a little bit more. That could be one direction. Another direction is actually making them a little bit more, like intensifying what I'm doing. Either first making what I talk about a little bit more planned out, so to actually go my direction, how I would have them in YouTube videos, to not just pick a topic beforehand, but also pick a topic and pick what are like the key points that I talk about, and go steps on that and building them out until I come to a format where I even think about, okay, what is then going over to like more specific topics that I would like to talk about this channel, trying some of them out, just testing them out. And that could be the direction. I don't think I see another direction right now, at least not spontaneously, and if I haven't thought about another direction so far, if there's another angle that I can take on this practice. I mean, of course, from the topics on what I talk about is like one of the questions, okay, do I want to look more into making it still just talking freely about a topic like I've done before, but changing the topic itself, like not the structure of how I talk about something, but like what I talk about, talking about a little bit more, that's maybe a little bit more difficult for me. I think those are also steps like the making it a little bit more structured in how I talk about something and the what I talk about something. These are two different directions, and I think I will have to address both individually in my practices. That's at least my feeling. And again, the other one was more so thought from the last days is working more on normalizing them in general, like doing them more often, doing them maybe shorter, but over like the whole day in smaller pieces, or even in the same, like doing it 2-3 times a day, or doing it more spontaneous, like having a fixed one and then seeing if it just turn the camera on sometimes and upload that again, and doing like a second or third video every day, and just seeing how that feels and how to normalize that, to make it just easier to not have it so like a fixed thing, and not such a practice, such a like removing the impact of making a video on its own without like anything in it, on what the focus about it would be. That could be another side. And currently I think that are the 3 directions that are at least on my mind currently that I would like to take with this practice next. I don't know what of them I do. I mean, they can be mixed in some ways. I can switch between them from like days to days, go back a step, go in another direction. We will see. We will see how I feel. But I feel a lot more like talking right now as visible. So that's a good sign that very much comes from being a little bit more down, being a little bit more demotivated, or not necessarily demotivated, but just having this very slow and bad feeling start in the day over that I have currently in general. So doing them a little bit later feels a little bit better right now, at least. So maybe I will stick with that in the next days, and then I will see how the mornings will be again. time is over already. So happy with this practice. Hopefully more tomorrow. Until then, have a good time.